few years ago, members of the iRacing V8 Supercar community came together to articulate an idea. Then, on August 10, 2014, the V8 Supercars Online Premier Series had its first race day at Circuit of the Americas, and Madison Down claimed the victory.
Madison Down, the winner. Phil Sell second, Hempstead third, your podium, and Sean Kelly not far off it in fourth. What a result, what a race.
This first test season, however, would go to TTL's Richard Hampstead. 2015 was a defining year in V8 Scops, the first year-long championship in iRacing V8 Supercar history. The season was filled with many highs and lows. Few drivers were triumphant, most faced heartbreak. Young gun Jared Filsell was crowned our champion. But in 2016, it's a new championship and a new opportunity for our passionate sim racers.
Good evening all, and welcome to V8's Online's coverage of Round 4 of the iRacing V8 Supercars official series. Coming to you live from Imola tonight. New track to the service. We came here last season with Kane Kukamia being the winner. We'll have some live pictures too shortly. Just a few technical glitches on this end, but we'll be back with you in about a minute. And we are back, folks. Just had sort of issues with the overlays there, but I am going solo tonight. Jay's had an issue with his computer. Has imploded on him, so he won't be back for a while. Haven't been able to get a ring in tonight, so it's just me manning the cameras and the microphone tonight for the 25 laps of Imola. We'll have a pit stop tonight. At the moment, qualifying is underway. Currently on pole, we have Joshua Rogers with a 1:43.9. Second being Bo Cubis on a 1:44 dead. Good Galt at the moment on a lap as well. He's currently on a 1:44.3, looking to improve his time. He's currently 4.5 tenths off pole position. Just coming through the back chicane for the downhill run of that tricky double left-hander, which leads on to the front straight. Just finishing off his lap with the exit entry curb, getting onto the exit curb here as well. Can cause a bit of oversteer if you get right up on that too much. The run towards the flag is very interesting front straight. Does he improve on his time? He does. Just ever so slightly, a 1:44.268. But Rogers also improved his time. He's just gone and done a 1:43.677. But Cubis appears to have parked the car for the person in the car as well. Marcelo Rivera going very slowly at the moment, currently down in 19th position. Probably just setting a lap, planning to start from the back of the field. Not entirely sure what's going on with Marcelo there. While it seems as though most of the cars have finished their qualifying for tonight, we'll go through the qualifying results with Joshua Rogers from TTL on pole with a 1:43.677. Again, if your team name's incorrect, I do apologise. I'm using an older team file compared to our other directors, so some names will be incorrect. You may have moved to them. I do apologise, but I'm still just filling in for our user director, Scott Fontaine, who's off doing work. He's making some dollars at the moment. So we've got Bo Cubis in second on 1:44 dead, 3/10 behind Rogers. Greg Galt, third position, a 1:44.2. Fourth place goes to Corey Preston, with Luke Harvey in fifth. Paul Gorell and Forzen El Nabi, sixth and seventh positions. David Moore, Kane Kugumir and Michael Cracknell round out your top 10. Over the page, you've got Jason Bentz and Michael Hammond in 11th and 12th. Glenn Postlethwaite had a great race last week until he came undone in a few unfortunate incidents. He's in 13th. Wayne Burke is in 14th with his teammate Todd Parks in 15th. 16th is Matt Morris and 17th goes to Dave Oliver. 18th and 19th go to Greg Sharp and Johan Sarzinski. I thought I wouldn't ever have to say that name again last week, but apparently I do. Marcelo Rivera is in 20th position. And our last car in the field, Dale Nish, is 21st. So that rounds out the field tonight. 21 cars, 25 laps of Imola. Should be a pretty interesting race with a fuel stop in between for about 30 odd litres. Tyres will definitely be taken. The track temp is slightly high. It's in the 40s, I believe. So just waiting for the cars to grid now. Interesting run to turn one. That's a very long run from the start line to the braking zone for turn one. So getting off the line is super critical tonight. Rogers hasn't had the best of starts recently, starting from pole tonight. See how he can do. Cubis, though, had a great start last week in the cold weather at Monza. See if he can pull another one of those out of his bag of tricks. So the cars lining up now. So Rogers starting on the right hand side of screen when he decides to grid. Cubis on the outside. Gives Rogers the inside into turn one. However, it doesn't favour exactly, because if you can hold the outside through turn one, you're on the inside for two. And generally, if you're on the inside for two, you can push the guy a little bit wide. And I have the favourable run into that sweeping left-hander, which is turn three. A lot of left-right sequences on this track where if you can hold tough, you'll get a good run. So just waiting for the final cars to grid up. Still looks like a few cars back in the pack around Glenn Postlethwaite. Looks like Michael Hammond, Jason Bentz hasn't gridded up yet. Just waiting on him as the revs begin to rise.
Green flag.
And the green in round 4 of the
flag.
iRacing v Supercars official series. Rogers gets a lot of wheel spin off the start there. Going to give Cubis the run into one. Cubis at his door now. Around the outside into one goes Cubis. Big thing to watch here is cutting his curves can give you slowdowns. Rogers very loose on the exit of turn 2. That's going to give Corey a look. Corey deep on the brakes there. Big illusion that Ethan's good goal. Rogers does have a slowdown. Josh slow down. Rogers strikes again. He drops down the field now. Corey Cubis once again, just like last week, gets out to that great lead. Corey Preston leading the charges behind him. He's in second currently. Ethan Goodgalt third. Forzen El Nabi, a great start there. He's up into fourth position, followed by Luke Harvey. Kane Kugumia, Paul Gorell, David Moore, Rogers back from first to ninth. Michael Hammond can't really get the top 10 as we crest the hill now. Cube's already out to a 1.5 second lead. He's done it again. He's got the good start and he's made a bolt. Big thing tonight will be if Corey can chase him down. Last week we saw him get a good gap over the grid dog and the teammates sort of hold station. But this track with the slowdowns, they're very strict here with slowdowns. A bit too much exit curb and you're spending a lot of time off the throttle there. Rogers going too wide with David Moore. David Moore having a lot of internet issues there. Michael Hamilton behind 3 wide as we run down the hill. Tricky braking zone ahead for these guys now. With this double left-hander, Rogers backs out of it. Hamilton down the inside of David Moore. Oh, pushes Moore off the road. Moore's off the road. He's going to give Rogers a look. Rogers throws it in there. The final corner. Side-by-side run. Down the front straight now. Rogers tucking back into the draft. Lead out front into 2 seconds. Corey Preston still in second place. Good go at third. Closely followed by Navi. Just having a look. Good gulp down the inside into turn 1. I'm not going to get that done though. Corey very deep on the brakes. Now able to change of position though. Rogers in front of Hammond and Burke jumps ahead of Moore. Burke goes actually quite deep. That's going to let Moore get that position back. Oh, we've got a car being pushed in the background. Looks like Marcelo Rivera's around. Marcelo Rivera is around in the background. He's got Todd Parks and he's taken Todd Parks with him, sorry. Just grab a replay on that really quick. So that's our first casualty for tonight, apart from Jason Bentz, who didn't start the event. So we got Marcelo Rivera gets a bit loose coming down the inside of Wayne Burke through 3. Gets a netco touch, gathers the back up, comes across the road, collects a red Todd Parks. Matt Morris innocent bicycle there as well. And that's their race done. Rivera in the pit lane. We've also got Cracknell and Parks in the lane. Back out front, Bo Cubis, 3 second lead over Corey Preston. Ethan Galt still in 3rd position. Forza Navi doing a great job fighting with these guys. Moving to watch though will be Kane Kugamiya as he comes through from not a great starting position for him in 9th place. Probably a bit rusty, just got onto this track quite late tonight. Having a dig to see how he gets up to 4s in there. Gap 1 second between him and 5th position. Rogers though, tonight's just gone from bad to worse. He made a pass and he's still in 9th position. Just like Monza, not having a great start to the race. Good qualifying, just hasn't quite put those first few corners together again. He's struggling to make this back up. So looking at the lap times at the moment, Bo Cubis out front has just put in a 1:44.2. Corey Preston in second, a 1:46.5. Gap now 4.5 seconds. The only car in the 44s that lap was Josh Rogers. Besides Bo Cubis was Josh Rogers, who's 15 seconds slower. Next fastest car was Paul Garrell in the 45s. Everyone else is in the 46s and 47s. Preston's got good Dalton and Navi picking these right there. Harvey's catching up quickly. Garrell as well. Rogers is going to be in the hunt quite soon as well. It's going to get quite awkward for Corey as well. He's a bit of a dogged defender. He will hold on all he can. Good goal. When he makes his mind up. Sorry, I thought Kugami was having a dive on Harvey there. Harvey very wide. That's going to give him a slowdown if you swing the background. But as I was saying, when Grid Gilt makes his mind up, he's going for a pass, he absolutely fires it down there and generally gets it done. Run down towards this tricky braking zone. You can't brake it as you're turning, just as you come onto this bridge here. Kugamiya thinks better of it. Corey Preston very deep though. He saw Grid Gilt show his nose in the mirrors. Run down the front straight now. Can Grid Gilt do anything in the draft? Corey seems to have a good straight top end speed at the moment. He's been able to hold Grid Gilt behind him. Corey looking strong, not looking too strong in the braking zones as you see Grid Gilt pull out for a pass. Down the inside, is Corey going to be able to hold around the outside? He is into turn 2. This is going to be interesting through 3. Kugamiya's in the meantime has made a move on El Nabi behind. So that's Kugamiya up to 4th and he's going to wind this very shortly. Kugamiya got to make up his mind which way to go here. If he can't get turn 4, Still too wide between Preston and Green Gold. Preston prevails for now. Good me in the outside of the hairpin. Rogers going 3 wide, trying to get on the inside of El Nabi again, and Harvey on the outside. Contacting back around. Oh, El Nabi's around. El Nabi's around. Luke Harvey's escorted El Nabi off the road. We won't need to go to replay on that because we saw it clear as day and we've got a pretty hectic battle going on up ahead. As Kanka Gamia, the mover and shaker at the moment. He's come all the way from 7th to 4th in about half a lap. Good run there from Kukamea. Good goal goes defensive. It's a tricky move to get done here though. It's a very tight chicane. Kukamea down the inside. Not quite. Rogers now will have a chance to buy into this as well. This has also given Preston a bit of a gap as well, but what we're missing out front, the gap is now 7 seconds between Cubis and Preston. Rogers buying in as well. Kukamea going a bit deep into second to last corner. Moore as well on the inside there of Luke Harvey into the final turn. So just like Monza last week, the beginning half of this race is quite crazy. We're on lap 5 of 25. Hammond looking at the inside of Paul Gurrell into one. Gurrell locking the rears and off the road. So that's a free position there for Hammond up into 8th position. Now Gurrell back down to 9th. So this train leading from 3rd to 8th. So it's kind of where the action is at the moment. We've got Cracknell, Benz, Rivera, Postlethwaite, Army, pit lane, Todd Parks is our last car circulating. He's still on the lead lap, he's just behind Wayne Burke and Dale Nish. About 26 seconds off the lead. Back up the front there to Kukamea. Right on the bumper of Grid Gold. Has a look there into this tricky uphill left-hander. Doesn't get it done though. Now into the very famous corner, one of my favourite corners on the track, this downhill right-hander. Well, let's get the runners ahead last lap on Grid Gold. Grid Gold made a mistake the previous time round. So all just starting to settle down ever so slightly. Fastest, he's still Cubis out the front, he's still setting a rapid pace. He's just on a 1:44.6. These guys from the 46s and 47s with all their battling. Saw Kukamea tap the brakes there, not sure whether he's saying to Rogers, your turn, have a go at a good goal, or he might actually be doing that, I think. Not entirely sure what he's doing there. Let Rogers go. So he may just think Rogers is faster and can use him to pull up to good goal and get that position at the same time. Generally see that sort of stuff in endurance racing, not actually in an official series race. We'll see what happens though. Last time by Green Gold 1:47 compared to Preston's 1:45.2. Green Gold catching back up again. I think Preston doesn't quite have the pace to stay in front of Green Gold. However, his defensive driving has been exemplary so far. He's been able to hold tough around the outside and he gets in ahead of the opponent eventually. You know, can't get it done everywhere. I should be able to get it done, and they start to get a bit desperate and they throw it into certain places they shouldn't. To mistake, as I say, mistake. Corey Preston extremely loose. An uphill S section. It's given Grid Gold a great run here into the chicane. Grid Gold ducks out of it. Grid Gold a little lightning quarter panel damage from the few dust ups early on, sorry. And Kukamea and Rogers have switched positions again. Alongside a lot sooner on the straight than he has been previously. both very deep on the brakes. Corey's chirping those rear brakes. Doesn't get it turned just. And into 2, he's got the nose in front again by turn 2. Well, Corey Preston is doing a great job on the brakes. Whether he's just a bit more brave than Greg Dalton, he's got some good performance in that car. I don't know what it is, but he's doing a spectacular job to keep the defending champion behind him at the moment. So Preston goes wide, puts a wheel on the dirt. He's going to go a look into the hairpin. Greg Dalton on the rears as well. Slight touch there. 2x2 now up the hill. Cars get quite flighty as we come across the hill here. They're trying to buy in as well. Greg Dalton trying to go around the inside. He goes very deep on the brakes. Gets him almost clear by the apex. Put him in the box here though. What does he do? Rogers up the inside of Kukamia though. Rogers very wide up the side of Greg Dalton. Josh Rogers, what a move. That is a spectacular drive from Joshua Rogers there. Can he get Preston as well? Because Preston is extremely loose down the straight. Yes, he does. That is a spectacular display of driving from Joshua Rogers there. 3 positions in 2 corners. Oh, Kukamia having to take some aggressive action. Oh, no! Oh, Greg Dalton, hang on to that one, mate. Yeah, well done to hang on to that one there. Bit of contact coming out of that chicane between Greg Dalton and Kukamia. Greg Dalton nearly plunked the wrapper knots into a fence. That's given more. Oh, David Moore. I was saying David Moore's taking advantage of that situation. He's just been turned though by Kane Kukamia. Trying to slot in front of Kukamia there was Moore, and there was no gap really, and around he goes. On though between Hammond and Harvey. Harvey lost out a lot there. He was in front of David Moore and Michael Hammond, so we missed a lot seeing what happened with Joshua Rogers there. Spectacular. Oh, here's my teammate. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it was quite an astounding display of driving to be quite very opportunistic. As we just see Greg Dalton again. This is going to be the story of the race. Greg Dalton and Preston. It's been going on for 8 laps. Greg Dalton's quite a lot because Rogers has passed it and checked out. Down the inside, having a look again. Goes tried this last lap, didn't quite work. Kukamia buying in again. This time no Josh Rogers to spoil the party. Greg Dalton not giving Preston much room. Preston holding tough around the outside. Slides in behind Greg Dalton. What's Kukamia going to do? Oh, it gives him a touch up on the apex there. I expect now we'll absolutely check out from this group. Preston continues to be the cork in the bottle. Oh, we've just collected the wrong camera there, and we've just seen Kukamia give Preston a bit of a serve. We'll go and grab an instant replay on that. Coming on down the run towards the second to last corner. Kukamia's gone quite deep on the brakes. She's given Preston a touch at one of the wider points in the car, and around he goes. So Preston, the cork has been released, shall we say now, and the guys are free to continue on. Like Preston's dropped down to 8th. Kukamia staying up in front. Luke Harvey gains a position on Hammond and all that as well. Gap out front between Cubis and Rogers is 11, 12 seconds now. Last lap for Rogers was 7/10 faster. And Cubis, and it was also Rogers facing up on the race with 44.4. But Cubis can just manage this now. There's no real pressure on him at all. We know Rogers is a slightly higher fuel burn than most drivers, and he's going to have to pay that in the stop. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I don't think Cubis is going to have a real threat in this race, provided he avoids the slowdowns, but he's got no pressure, there's no need to push. There's a 4.3 second gap though between Greg Dalton and Rogers. So Greg Dalton's going to have a hard time catching that up. Kukamia 2.5 seconds back, closely followed by Luke Harvey, still within striking distance. Michael Hammond and Garello, main battle on track at the moment between these two. Paul Garrell's just been playing the patient game. He's been sitting in behind this train. It's kind of just exploded like we saw last week. A flurry of activity and cars getting punted left, right and centre. Very similar to Monza. And he's just sat there gaining a few spots up to 7th now. So just about there on speed at the front. Cuba's 2 tenths faster than Rogers last lap by. Rogers and Grid Gelt and Kukamia matched each other, but Rogers 3 tenths faster than the pair of them. Oh, we've just seen Paul Garrell give Michael Hammond a nice little touch up into turn 1. No real harm there though, because Garrell was very deep and has gone off the road. And I think that's going to separate that battle because it's going to be a nice slowdown for Garrell to serve. In the background though, David Moore having a look at Corey Preston. Preston recovering from the turn that he got from Kukamia. 7 and 8, currently battling on 8 and 9. Moore down the inside of the hairpin. Oh, gives Corey a touch. Corey gathers that back up. Corey's been beaten with the pillar of the post tonight. It's going to get pretty sharper looking as well. So Greg Sharp, we've got a view of Greg Sharp from his roof there. What the real broadcast is called the hamburger cam. Ours is older and doesn't rotate. Nice shooters battle up ahead, see whether he can pick a spot if one of them makes a mistake. Preston very wide, and that's going to give up the spot to David Moore. Potentially a slowdown as well. So he's only given up the spot there to Moore has Preston. David's limitation load for Preston at the moment had a good qualifying, was up, got up quite high thanks to the Rogers mistake lap 1, and back down to 9th position now. Gap pretty steady at the front at 12 seconds now. Rogers and Cudas are matching each other. Grid Gelt still pretty stable at about 4 seconds back as well. The interesting one though is Kukamia not showing any real pace that we expected. The guy, he is the reigning winner of this race from last season, where the ANZ cars showed some supreme pace and absolutely destroyed the field by Ian Ford, who stuck with him, and he's not really matching Grid Gelt at the moment. Last lap for him was 6 tenths of a second slower, which is quite surprising. Kukamia being very strong in the field, so the endurance cup at Scots. Track at the moment though, quick battle between Greg Sharp and Corey Preston. Preston is struggling with the exit traction of this car at the moment. He's not having a great time. At every corner we've looked at him at, he's either gone wide and gone on the AstroTurf and slid the car, or he's gone deep. A great night so far. We have actually had the first one of the cars make their pit stop. Matt Morris, Dale Mears, Dale Oliver and Michael Hammond have put on a pit stop so far. About 15 to 18 seconds in total. Have a look at our gains and losses quite really quickly. Biggest gain so far, Greg Sharp up 10 spots. Biggest loss falls in El Nabi down 11. Kanka Gamilo 5 positions as well gained for him. Jon Sarzinski 7 and Dale Nish 6. So across lap 12 at the moment. Bo Cubis still out in front. Actually, we've just Rogers into the pit lane, so we lost Rogers, big gap formed. Rogers, Grid Gelt both into the pit lane, battle of the pit crews here. So you just see Paul Garrell also in. So this is where Rogers is going to have the biggest disadvantage. He uses more fuel, he's going to have to stop for longer. He generally uses about 2 to 3 more litres more than anybody in a short little stint. So we'll see what the pit stop times are between the crew. Gelt 2 seconds faster in the pit stop now. That's going to close that gap to around about 2 seconds now. Interesting on the exit. Looks like we've got a clear pit exit, so these boys are clear to fight. Paul Garrell had the quickest stop of the 3 of them, 14.1 seconds. To Grid Gelt, he's got the sniff. That's all he's needed. He just needs a sniff. Grid Gelt can get to the back of Rogers. I suspect it'll be a long, hard battle between these two. He's just coming into the final sector of the track. He's got some lap traffic ahead, that being Matt Morris, who's completed his pit stop. So we'll see if our leader goes into pit lane this time. been very consistent so far. He's been the 144s essentially from lap 1. And then go any slower than a 44.8. And he stays out. Gamia 20 seconds back at the moment. Massive lead for Q to see if he will pit. So we've just sort of crossed half distance. So the end of lap 12 is halfway. Just starting lap 13 now. Kugamir in. Harvey follows him as well. Wriggling on the rear brakes there to get it stopped for that pit lane line. I think it's a 60 km/h pit lane speed limit here. David Moore continues on. Corey Preston to the pit lane. Greg Sharp as well follows him in. Corey Preston nearly... Oh, I think Sharp may have had trouble getting under that speed limit there. He can come in a little bit over and get away with it though sometimes, but we'll see if Sharp takes a penalty for that. So we've got a battle here between the pit crews of the 6-boost car of Corey Preston and the MPMS Racing Simulations car of Greg Sharp. Sharp already into his box. Kugamir 15.3 second stop, Luke Harvey 15.1. So Sharp down and away. Preston still up on the jacks and down and away he goes. Sharp 16.5 seconds, Preston 15.7. So Preston's made a little gain there in the pit sequence. They've got a bit of traffic. Hammond and Paul Garrell going past them now. These guys still continue their battle that they had earlier. We saw Garrell give Hammond a nice little touch up and sent Garrell off the road as well. Rogers and Grid Gold, 2.3 seconds, come down from 4.5 before the pit stops. Hammond and Garrell, we'll keep an eye on these two because this is where the action is at the moment. And our leader, Cubis, you can see on the pit stops overlay is into the pit lane. We won't go and look at him, we'll just leave it on the screen to see how quick his stop is. Once Moore and Burke make this pit stops, the field will be cleansed. So no real progress made for Garrell that lap. He had a good run out of the hairpin, but the next sequence, the next sector of the track didn't prove too much in his favour. These two are just going to continue to go at it for the remaining 12 laps. Sorry. Count there for a brief second. Josh Rogers has just pumped out the fastest lap of the race, a 1:43.780, or 0.5 of a second faster than Ethan Gold, who also set his fastest lap of the race. Whoever did off track at some point on that lap, so he didn't register officially in the system. He's been 1:44.2. Bo Cubis still on his out lap. Wait to see what his time comes in as. Rogers is flying at the moment. This is the pace he missed at the start of the race. He caught up in that traffic with the slowdown he got at turn 1. The gap though between Rogers and Cubis is under 12 seconds now. It's about 11.5. It does fluctuate a fair bit around this circuit, unfortunately. Kugamito, surprisingly, has dropped off the back of Good Gold significantly. That was about a 2.5 second gap when it cleansed after all the action. It's now out to 5 seconds. So Good Gold's showing a good turn of pace. Kugamito's just struggling with the car tonight. So we have 11 more laps to go. Cubis out in front by 12 seconds. David Moore still trucking along as our actual leader with a 15-second lead over Cubis. So that will correct quite soon. I do believe they get about 18 laps on a tank of fuel. we are fuel restricted to about 73 litres, if my memory serves me correctly. Which is again, rapid rate, last lap 144 dead, Grigalt does a 144.3, Kukamia 144.7, his fastest lap of the race, Harvey as well doing his fastest lap, a lot of guys doing their fastest lap now on these new tyres and lighter fuel load. Every car from Grigalt back to Garrell just did their fastest lap of the race. Oh, Preston as well did a 44.6, his fastest lap, but not officially counted because he did off-track it at some point. We'll see if our leader David Moore does pit this time. And in he goes, so the field will be cleansed. Wayne Burke still the only car not to pit, but he's 2 laps down and out of this action. Here comes our leader down the front straight. So we've got to see where Moore pops out as well. He should be in around the Hammond-Durrell battle, I believe. Just have to wait and see where he does pop out in all of this. So Luke Harvey just entering the front straight. David Moore still on the jacks. So he's going to drop in behind Harvey, Moore, Hammond halfway up the straight. Where's Moore? He's going to be probably pretty close to Preston, I believe. He's going to be close between Preston and Moore on the exit. Preston there coming very fast into turn 1. Moore still getting up to speed, so it's going to be on between these two on lap 1. Preston warmer tyres, a bit more rhythm in the car. David Moore cold tyres, having to feel out the lighter car noise. Oh, Preston gets quite loose there on the exit. So it's going to be one to watch between them. So main battles at the moment, Hammond versus Garrell, Moore versus Preston. Everyone else is kind of still a lap time battle at the moment, duking out for who can take the fastest lap. Top 3 separated by taking the second, all 3 of them. Jubis 44.3, Rogers 44.3, Grigalt 44.4. Garrell is very close on the back now. Michael Hammond on this double right-hander. Tricky corner to get it right. You carry a lot of speed in the first part of the corner, but if you don't wash enough off, you're not going to get stopped and turned nicely for the second phase, which is actually the more important part of the turn. That sets up the run down the straight to, well, it's not an orthodox passing position if you can throw it in there and make it authoritative. It really does kind of mess up the other guy's race to a certain degree. It puts him way offline and he just lose positions and spades there if he doesn't get it done right. The gap, it's quite interesting watching this Hammond-Garrell battle at the moment though. It closes right up to around 0.2 of a second by the halfway point of the lap. Then it expands back out to 0.7 by the end of the lap. So 2 distinct cars with distinct strengths, and it's actually working in Hammond's favour because it's quicker in the parts where it's hard, where it's easy to pass, and slower in the parts where it's not. So Garrell's got to find something in pace in the next 9 laps. Bo Cubis just goes and racks in his fastest lap of the race, a 44 dead, 0.6 faster than Rogers. So that gap's ballooned back out now to 12.5 seconds after it was down to 11.5. We might just grab a lap on board here with Bo Cubis and see how the Master does his work. lap is a 6.4, 6 tenths slower than his fastest lap. Regardless, still quite rapid. And Rogers still hasn't crossed the line yet and comes across. What's he doing? 44.681, so these guys matching each other quite closely at the moment. And while we were just on board, the gap between... So Gorell and Hammond have had a change for position. And Moore has caught up quite significantly in the last couple of laps. He gained 2.5 seconds last lap on Michael Hammond. So we saw a pass for 6th position. We were all on board there with Bo Cubis, and Corey Preston has dropped way off. He's now 4.1 seconds behind David Moore. It's going to be interesting. Can David Moore get to Hammond? Does Hammond have anything left in the tank to fight Gorell at the same time? Because it's only 1 second between him and Gorell. Sharp, 1.5 seconds back from David Oliver for 10th and 11th. Sharpie was about 2 tenths faster than Oliver last time around. Set his fastest lap of the race that lap as well. Let's see if he can just close up this gap to Oliver's finished in the battle for the final position in the top 10. We currently have 13 cars running out of the 21 that started. Jason Bentz, of course, didn't take the start, so really we only had 20 cars on the grid. Cracknell out on the first lap, Rivera out on the second lap, and Marvin Postlethwaite taking out in that incident as well. Burke, Niche and Morris all 6 and 7 laps down as well. So Moore, Hammond, Gorell shaping up to be a spicy battle here between these three. 8 tenths of a second separating all these three cars, so 8 tenths between Gorell and Hammond and 8 tenths between Hammond and Moore. Although Moore last time by was 1.2 seconds faster. Moore is flying. He just set his fastest lap of the race at 1:44.3 compared to Hammond and Gorell at 1:45.5. So Moore is on a charge of them. This car has got pace. Gains a bit of that speed from him. It looks a lot smoother. Hammond using a lot more of their curves. It's just hurting his exit. The car's not settling as nicely. Very strong for that downhill double right-hander for David Moore. Gap now, live gap, 4 tenths of a second between these two. He's got a run. He's having a run now on Hammond. Down the outside it will be for this right-hand kink. We'll have the inside line for the right-hander. Looks like he's going to get that done. He has to check up hard on the apex there in the second last corner. Throws it down the inside. We've still got Hammond around the outside. We're going to be a drag race now. Who's got the best aero efficiency on the front straight? SSR car ducks into the draft now of Hammond. He needs to just tuck it out here into turn 1. He has 5 more laps to go. He's got to bear in mind, the longer he fights Hammond, the harder it's going to be to get to Gorell. And I believe he does have the pace for Gorell. So he's got to get this done quickly. Just get Hammond out of the way, pick him up. Oh, he's got a slowdown. Moore's got a slowdown. A bit too much curve at turn 1. It's already pressing in the background. Taking us from Shane Van Gisbergen trying to drift the forward Falcon around the racetrack. Not a good idea there, Corey. Going to kill those tyres. So David Moore has to essentially start again. Gaps back out to 1.6 seconds. David Moore v Hammond, round 2. Begin. Grid Gold and Rogers could get a bit interesting at the moment as well. We've got 4 laps to go and they cross the line. Grid Gold's about 2 to 5 tenths quicker a lap for the last few laps. We'll see how this gap progresses. We'll just keep you updated on it, but potentially another one to watch because Grid Gold's showing a good bit of pace in the last half of this race compared to Rogers, who seems to be struggling this entire life at the moment. The battle that's most likely to spice up quicker will be Moore and Hammond. However, Moore's just got to get his rhythm back. He's in a great position to get the move done. Just had to stop sort of excessively to get the move done at the second to last corner. Gave Hammond the run and he just made a simple mistake at turn 1. Or as I was talking him up, the commentator's cursor struck and around goes Moore. Preston just dodges him as well. That's that Astro 2 for you. Here at Imola, it's very slippery. He's got all 4 wheels up on it, got the power down and just around he goes. So David Moore is going to drop by his teammate Dave Oliver there. He's probably going to lose out to Greg Sharp as well. So down from 8th to 11th for David Moore. Sorry Dave, I shouldn't have talked you up so much. I've seen you've had the curse at the moment. Anyone I've said is doing well, they've vented it or spun it. So 4 to go. Moore could probably get into the top 10. I reckon he can grab Sharp here. We'll see what happens. Rogers and Grid Gold matched each other last lap as well, both doing 44.7s. Quick in there, quite surprising. There was 7 seconds off the pedal, or off Grid Gold, sorry. And then he's got 8 seconds to recover. So the field, to being nice and compressed behind Corey Preston for the first 5 or so laps, is spread out ridiculously. It's spread out like a slinky. A lot of spaced out cars. So Moore and Sharp is going to be where it's at. 8 tenths of a second between these two now. I was in the foreground there. You can see David Oliver quite loose out the right hand there. A bit of smoke coming from those tyres. That's letting Sharp get under 1 second now as well. David Moore very strong under brakes into that uphill chicane. He's got a nice run as well. Will he make the same move he made on Hammond? He didn't get it done as cleanly last time he tried this. He's braver under brakes. You can see where the brake lights here has gone way deeper. Gets it done. Sharp is in the space and slots in to Hammond inside the top 10. Now onto his teammate. That's going to be the tricky one, getting past his teammate. 3 to go when they cross the line. Grid Gold to Rogers, 1.7 seconds. That's closed up quite significantly since we last saw it. It was 2.5, now it's 1.7. It's on. There's a bit of drafting play now on the front straight for these two. Not sure what happened to Rogers though, because the last lap time was identical. So something must have happened on this lap. It's got to be on this lap something's happened. We'll see when they cross the line what lap times they deliver. Good goal right now. He's just focusing on that orange and black hypertillator back into his front. As you can see on the he's got to pick a reference point every lap. Okay, he's just crossed that shadow. I'm slightly closer than I was before as Roger's doing his customary inside front lock. Basically every corner on the circuit. Got the best exit there for Grid Gold. Let's wait for the lap times to cycle through. So Josh Rogers does a 145.8, 144.9 Grid Gold. So there was definitely a mistake on that last lap for Rogers. Just let this gap close up. Can Grid Gold capitalise it? 2 to go. Gap for the lead as well. Can't forget about this guy. 15 seconds now. Absolutely streaking away from the field once again. All he needed was just to get off the line clean, and away he went. I mentioned the teammate battle, Moore and Oliver. It only took a lap and down to 0.3 of a second. Gearbox cam of Dave Moore. His teammate Dave Moore, you can see something. It's looks to the inside and turn 4 thinks better of it. It's very very close there. Again, gets very close to the Imola Commodore. These guys, of course, running different liveries, but they are teammates. It's a sim racing stable. Leader has just commenced the last lap of the race. He's so far ahead. These guys are only just coming into the back half of the lap. He's already nearly finished his lap. In fact, 50 seconds behind the leader, these pair. 55 seconds, sorry. As looks like Moore's just... I thought Oliver was pulling over from Moore there, but definitely not. Dave Oliver, of course, very hard guy to pass. Make it easy for his teammate because they are battling for the final spot. Sorry, they are battling over 9th. They are inside the top 10. Greg Sharp, even hoping something happens between these two and can capitalise on it. That gap between Rogers and Riddle has stabilised at 2 seconds again. So Rogers made that mistake. He's gathered it back up though and extended the gap slightly in the last lap by about 2 tenths of a second. We are going to focus on this battle though between Moore and Oliver for the last lap. White flag for these two. Oliver running that, as we saw last week, nose high attitude. Gives you a bit more top end speed, but it does suffer in the cornering sections of the track. Gearbox coming from Oliver under brakes. Moore closing up slightly. Get across the curbs. Moore very strong through 2. He's got a good run through 3. He's certainly running to turn 4. Oliver quite good at turn 3 there. But he has looked inside, throws it down the inside there. Massive dive from David Moore. Does he get? Gets it stopped. Wide line there for Oliver. Run up the hill now. This will be interesting. Two teammates, 2 by 2 into this left-hander up the hill. Morey gets it pulled up and up to 9th position. 8th position, sorry. Someone's dropped off at some point. Let's change that all up. We've actually lost Paul Durrell in the pit lane, so we'll have to try and find what's happened with him there. We have lost Durrell, so that's promoted these two up to 8 and 9 now. But winner of the race, Bo Cubis, with a handsome margin of 14 seconds over Josh Rogers, and then 2 seconds back to Grid Gult. Massive win there for Cubis. Everyone just begins to cross the line. Our winner, of course, for round 4 of the iRacing Supercars official series is Bo Cubis. 2 in a row for Cubis, winning last week in Monza, and then winning again tonight here. We've got Oliver and Moore coming across the line, 8 for Oliver. Pull up the race results. Our winner, Bo Cubis, with a handsome 14.1 second margin over Joshua Rogers. Greg Gold in 3rd, Kugamia in 4th, with Harvey rounding out the top 5 for Evolution Racing Australia. Michael Hammond, 6th place, promoted there by the unfortunate demise of Paul Garrell, which we missed on that last lap. Corey Preston, 7th, David Moore in 8th, just beating out his teammate Dave Oliver to 9th. Greg Sharp rounding out your top 10. Over the page, we've got Todd Parks again from Sim Racing in 11th. Paul Garrell, 12th, 13th goes to Johan Sazinski. It's still correcting as Garrell cycles to a lap down, so 12th for Johan Sazinski. Garrell losing on that last lap, drops down to 13th, and falls in over. He got back out there in the end to finish 9 laps down in 14th. Now did not finish his Dale Nish, Matt Morris, Glenn Postlethwaite, Wayne Burke, Marcelo Rivera, and Michael Cracknell. Rounding out the top 20, and our one did not start, Jason Bentz in 21st. So that's that, folks, from round 4. So we'll just have a quick break to see if that does occur, otherwise we'll head off air. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
few years ago, members of the iRacing V8 Supercar community came together to articulate an idea. Then, on August 10, 2014, the V8 Supercars Online Premier Series had its first race day at Circuit of the Americas, and Madison Down claimed the victory.
Madison Down, the winner. Phil Sells second. Hampstead third. Your podium. And Sean Kelly not far off it in fourth. For what a result. What a race.
This first test season, however, would go to TTL's Richard Hampstead. 2015 was a defying year in V8 Scops, the first year-long championship in iRacing V8 Supercar history. The season was filled with many highs and lows. Few drivers were triumphant. Most faced heartbreak. Young gun Jared Philsell was crowned our champion. But in 2016, it's a new championship and a new opportunity for our passionate sim racers. Who will be champion?
So welcome back to round 4 of the iRacing V8 Supercars official series, brought to you by V8s Online. I have with me in the booth Josh Rogers, our second place getter tonight. Josh, how was your race out there, mate?
Wasn't too bad. Bit hectic. I think probably around lap 6 or 7, trying to get through the field. But yet another costly mistake for me in turn 1. Kind of set that race back a lot. But congrats to Bo. He's put the effort in and he's come out victorious.
Yeah, once again we've seen Bo master turn 1 and just check out from there. Another turn 1 slowdown for you tonight, mate. You got to get that out of the way at Le Mans. Another track with some slowdowns, of course.
Yeah. Obviously, me being slowdown Rogers, it's a little bit common for me to do that. But yeah, look, I'll try and get it sorted out. But yeah, probably have to do a little bit of setup work as well. Try and get the car a bit better around Le Mans. It's a very different track.
Le Mans, of course, first time we've been there, but we did tonight catch your cracking pass on 3 cars in 2 corners, mate. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, I just I saw the battle kind of unfolding in front of me, and I saw Kane move to the left, so I thought, okay, yep, I'll take this one as it goes. And Ethan still kind of left the door open for the next corner, so I thought I'll shove it in there as well. And then Corey got a bit of oversteer up that crest, and I just thought, yeah, why not? I'll just throw it in here, and yeah, that was good.
Well, mate, definitely a much better performance at Imola this season compared to last. Good luck at Le Mans next week, and of course VIR for the 500 in 2 weeks' time as well.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Until next time, same time, 9:15 Monday, we'll be coming to you live from Circuit de la Sarthe in Le Mans for 15 laps of brand new 24-hour Le Mans circuit. Until then, I'm Sam Sutton. I'll see you next time.